Welcome, Black Hollywood Live fans. You're watching the Queen Sugar Aftershow for Season 12, Live in the All Along. Stay tuned for more. What's up, Queen Sugar fans? We are back another week, another wonderful episode. As you guys know, my name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
Hey guys, so good to be back for another week. I am Miss Candy Marie, and you can find me on Instagram at Miss Candy Marie and on Twitter at Sweet Kendora TV.
Hi, and it's Anjy back again. You can find me on Twitter at Anjy_Scates and on the gram at Big_Anj.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Kels, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Urban Gypsy LA.
Well, I'm still a little hot. My blood is still boiling right now.
It's boiling.
Yeah, for once, 1 week, Ralph Angel did not really piss me off. This was a week. I love Nova, but this week she really just got on my nerves.
Oh my goodness.
Like pushing. I mean, but I think we had a difference of opinion on some of what took place. But what did you guys think of that initial scene? Nova, Dr. Dubois, beautiful. They're finally together on one page. They're plotting. They're strategizing. What did you guys think about that?
I know for me, I think the song says it all.
Yeah.
Can you ever love somebody? Like, I just want Nova to be loved, and I just feel like they were getting so close. He even said, I love you, and she still just pushed him away.
No.
I think that maybe she should not have thrown the whole ass man in the trash. But I think she's putting herself first, and she loved herself, clearly.
I think she was already scared going into it, so that whole situation on air, I feel like, although like me and you went back and forth about it, they discussed it, but they didn't discuss what he would do. So I feel like that just made her like put all her guards back up. Like, okay, I can't trust you. Like, it's already really hard for her to trust anybody.
Yeah, but even though it was for the greater good of the pair, even though because his interest is in them both rising, then to have a face and a to put some I guess clout to what's going on with the whole Zika thing. So isn't he helping to push forward her goals?
Yeah, I think that he is, and I think that again because Nova, like we just said, she's dealing with trusting people. Because he kind of blindsided her, she looked at that as a way of like, okay, well, maybe I can't trust this man too, because she's already having these issues trusting people.
Right.
Yeah, and if we're a team, this is a partnership. Let me in on that action plan. Like, don't just blindside me. Let me know. Let's talk about that.
But it was called improv. We do it here. Sometimes we're like, okay, we'll talk about this, but we don't. So like.
And if you was my man, Shaka, we would have a problem off air.
But like you said, you wouldn't throw him all the way out in the trash.
Yeah, like
no. I thought she was a little excessive. Like, he told her, I love you.
So do you guys think that line she said about her disappearing, like, do you feel like that's what he's trying to do?
No. I think that's what she's always been fearful of. Right. And so now that her defenses are totally up. But in the very beginning scene when, they're about to go out and he gives her that present, what is it, the necklace?
The pearl.
Yeah,
the pearls.
Yeah. You see her face. She's not elated. She's not overjoyed. They're on the same page right before. She should be like, oh my God, this is great.
Well, I think it's because it's like if you know me, then you wouldn't buy me pearls. Like maybe to me, I think that's what that's about. Like if you know me as a person, I don't even wear pearls.
Yeah, like that's not even swaggy.
Like you could buy the next chick some pearls, but what am I gonna do with some pearls?
But isn't there should be some sense of, you bought something expensive for me on a special day.
I'm
gonna be happy. But weren't you happy? Or you were upset?
Pissed. Oh. No, listen to me. I was dating a guy. He bought me something. If I said exactly what it was, and he would know what I'm talking about. But he bought me something, and I thought to myself, this is something that you like. This isn't something that I like. So why would you buy this for me in the first place? Is this about you, or is it about me? Like, are you trying to make me into something? So I kind of understand, like, because I've been there. That was just recently 3 months ago. So it's still a little fresh. Still a little fresh. And you know what I did? I took that item and I kind of cut it up and made it my own. But again, it wasn't mine.
And I think that's what she's saying. Like, you don't really know me. So she probably feels that she's vocalized where she stands on some of these issues and the type of person she is. He should know that she wouldn't have felt comfortable with that. Yeah. But he's still learning her just like she's still learning him. So I feel like she has to give him a chance. But I think she's too afraid to be vulnerable.
Because isn't this part of growth? growing together as a couple, of course you're going to see things differently, but
is he celebrating and falling in love with the potential of who she could be or who she is right now? Because he's coming in with this plan.
I think
we're going to elevate you
Yeah.
and blah, 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 blah. This is what we're going to do. I mean, and that's what, in essence, a partnership is.
Exactly.
But she obviously, clearly doesn't see herself moving in that same direction.
But that there seems like that should be in a relationship a kind of an ongoing conversation, at least for a little bit, you know.
Right.
And I think she doesn't even see, kind of like what you were saying, Shaka, by him opposing her, it gave her the platform to really voice how she feels in opposition to him. So in essence, he's allowing her to shine and like, okay, babe, now it's your turn. Like, tell him how it goes. You know?
Because Charley made a really good point. Like, the panel would have been like boring and nobody would have heard you and would have listened. Yeah, you would have made all these great points, and yeah, it would have been noble and great, but you wouldn't have been trending.
And
Right,
the
it's
means
strategic.
justify the ends, though.
Yeah.
But he fell on his
No, apparently it doesn't.
well, he fell on his sword because he actually made himself look like this misogynistic sort of guy, just to help the point. So he really, not only did he like try to elevate them, but he did so in a way that made him look bad personally.
He did, but I think that now the message is out. More people are hearing the message.
Yeah.
And I think the issue before that we saw in the last episode is some people were afraid, like, why are you saying this? Why are you causing all these big issues if there aren't any Vika outbreaks?
Yeah.
And I think that, like, he actually, made it more a national issue to really focus on.
Oh, so you would stay with him then?
I mean, honestly, I think that I would have heard, like, I would have heard him. I would have listened to him. And I think that she was so stubborn and so caught in her head that she didn't. And I think that I would have listened to Charley because I think Charley made a good point.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, like, Nova, I get it. You're this strong woman, but it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to, like, to listen to what this man has to say. Don't forget, this man does love you.
And it's okay to try something new.
Right.
Yeah, but if you like who you are, you like what you do, you like where you're at, I mean...
Well, then
No.
do you like to be alone? And that's
Yeah,
my next thing for
like,
her.
what is it
it's
you
like,
really like?
She
Yeah.
might like to have a lot of different lovers at different points and different phases and different ways, and that could just be who she is and how she wants to be, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
I don't think it is. I feel like she, if that is the outcome, she's okay with it. Like, I feel like she's securing herself to where she'll be fine and she could live that life and find happiness with herself. But I feel like she wants to make it work, but it's going to take a lot more work on his end. If he really wants her, like, he has to, like, really work with her and all these boundaries.
He's been putting in work, though.
But yeah,
I
it's
mean,
been, what, a few months? Like,
And he shows up.
and this
He's
is
at the
years
airport.
of her
If you
being,
really
like,
want this woman, fight for
conditioned.
her.
Yeah, like,
He shows up. He's at the airport. He's holding the sign, which you guys didn't like. But
No, we liked the sign. It was
queen. It's like the pearls, you know? It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's a
like,
cool gesture,
he's
but
trying.
it's not a good fit.
But he's given, like, I would say 110% to this relationship. But
Yeah, and we have to give him some credit, though. He's really trying.
No,
When was
he
the
is.
last time we saw a man really try for Nova, really fight for Nova? And I
Never.
think
Yeah.
that she's afraid. That's another reason why she's not afraid. She's used to people coming and going, like she said. She's used to the end. But when has she ever saw somebody fight for her?
But then, remember last season we ended with her and Calvin in that one scene in the bar where those guys were really racist and, they were grabbing at her and that kind of a thing. And then we don't really know what happened with that situation. And then we see Calvin in the next trailer. So it's like, well, maybe we don't know how that situation resolved. She might still have, feelings for
But
him.
he belongs to somebody
Well,
else.
what
Yeah.
if he's but still that doesn't, dictate how your heartstrings are being tugged, you know what I mean? She has to honor herself, and if Dr. Dubois, however fine of a man he is, if that's not it, let her walk away in peace, dude.
I would agree with you if that's what I got. I would agree with you if that's what I got from the character. I just don't get that sense from the character that she's not this like self-empowered woman who's really comfortable in her seat. I feel like she just really kind of just self-defense mechanism.
I think she's scared shitless.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
And then we can't forget what she just found out about her mom and her dad. Like,
She's
in the
still
last
processing
episode.
That's
Yeah.
weighing in on her, yeah. Well, let's talk about Ra and Darla, who finally gave us some happy moments and some moments of at least levity and joy and not too much frustration. What do you guys think about, I guess, first of all, the marriage certificate and how they're going to go about this whole new wedding?
Darla is still hiding something.
Something
I don't know
big.
what it is, but it is monumental and it will change everything.
Cause she didn't even look happy when they went to talk to Vi.
Yeah,
she
so
looked like
she released the cat out of the bag that she talked to her mom and that they're coming, but it still felt like she had so much more to get off her chest. So I don't know what's going on with Darla, but it still didn't feel like a happy moment genuinely for me.
Yeah,
for her.
She seems so concerned about the parent, like very, very concerned about the parents.
This is the first time where I thought she might have a relapse talking about her parents. Like she looked really shook about it. So I'm like, okay, what is the secret? What don't we know? What are we gonna find out?
I'll save it for predictions.
And it's been 6 years? Wow, since she's ever heard from her parents. I agree. Like, what's going on? I'm nervous.
Me too.
And Ralph Angel finding about the difficulty of farm life. He's always kind of
so funny.
He's always pouting about
something new, right?
Yeah, he gives the youngest a bad rep.
Yeah.
He really does. He really does.
At some point, he needs to have just a full day of tutorials so he knows like what to expect.
I feel like he has so many powerful figures around him. He has his family, all these women, and then he has Remy, he has Hollywood, he had his dad in his life. I'm like, dude, bruh.
I think he reminds us of this generation. They have no patience. They don't want to wait for anything. They want everything to happen right now. Like I forget what's my boy's name, the older farmer that he was sitting down at the table with.
I don't remember his name, but I know you're talking about.
You know who he is. Well, needless to say, like when he told him, like, I wish I would have broke even in my first year. Like, bro, this is your first year and you broke even. It took me 7 years to get there. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, because prior to that, they were losing money on that farm. So for them to break even is actually progress, but he doesn't see it.
You're off to a
because
great
he wants
start.
to race because he got that
they
property.
They almost didn't have anything, right?
Yeah.
For this season.
And for those of you watching in the chat, we're going to get the chat up shortly, so we'll be able to see your questions and your comments. But yeah, so but I loved having this moment between Ron and Darla where it felt like we can wait till next episode till things get bad. So it was just nice to have a little bit of, we'll wait till the shoe falls. What did you guys think about what's becoming a love triangle, at least in my head? Charley, Davis, and Remy.
Ain't no love triangle.
I don't think it's a love
I made that
triangle.
prediction first season. I think my prediction will probably come true. But you guys didn't feel the tension.
Of course,
I guess you felt the tension.
There's tension. I don't think they really had closure yet, though.
No.
Yeah.
And obviously they're linked to each other. They're gonna have, there's history there. So I feel like you might kind of always feel that.
And that's the only man she's ever loved. The only man she's ever been with. Except for Remy.
The fact that she kissed him, though, in front of him.
Man.
Prosper was the old farmer. Thank you, Dorn.
Prosper, yes.
See, we needed y'all.
You know what, to be honest with you, I was a little nervous at the very end because I thought that maybe they were going to end up kissing. The way they were
You
looking
saw
at
it,
each
right?
other.
You saw it on her face when he said
I'm
sorry.
I'm really nervous.
Yeah.
I'm really nervous because now I agree with you. I think now it's like she's trying to get back at Davis. And she's using Remy to do that.
Do you guys think that kiss was genuine at the brown sugar?
No, I think it was for show.
Definitely.
But I still think that she really feels for Remy. But I think, like, why does it have to take for Davis to see her with Remy and all that for him to utter an apology? Like.
No. But he had a couple episodes ago where he really was like giving the mea culpa and really wanted to make it work.
I ain't feel it until just now.
I feel like sometimes it takes a man to see that another man has taken what you valued for granted and that you've completely lost it to somebody else. I think he needed to see that.
Yeah.
Like, why did it just now take him now to say I'm sorry?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but he'd apologized before. He'd apologized
Yeah,
before.
but it was
real this
always
time.
kind of forced. It was always kind of
like, I need this, so I'm going to say I'm sorry right now.
selfish.
like he
It was
needed something in
selfish.
return. Yeah.
Well, because I thought for me, what he realized was how much he needed her in his life, like how much she was a part of his life a few episodes ago when he kind of was saying sorry. But I think this time around, he's realized he's going to have a lot of free time, and that's who his mind's going to be on.
Well, I think he was in the middle of a crisis. Like, he's injured, and
he
who
always
is he going
calls
to
her.
call? Charley. Like, nah, bruh, not this time.
And this time she was climbing on top of Remy
Yeah.
and didn't, so I'm still rooting for her and Remy. I don't want her to go back to Davis.
I like her and Remy, I'm really starting to like them as a couple.
Yeah.
But there is a chemistry that she has with Davis that it just feels like, oh, they're the ones meant to be together.
They made a little human together. They're always going to have something that, but
that doesn't mean that they need to be together, though.
Right.
But you're not even saying they're going to be together. You just think they're going to have a little relapse.
I think they'll have a relapse, and then she'll have some choices to make. And I'm not sure which way she's going to go based on, what we see in the next couple episodes.
I think the one thing about Davis is that I think he's always reminding her why she left to begin with. Yeah. I feel like he can't be trusted. I will never trust you, Davis. Even as a female viewer, I don't trust him. Right. Like, even with the way that he did the whole with what's the chick's name, the singer girl?
Tamar?
Yeah, whatever her name is.
That's cute though.
She's cute, but still, like, why wasn't he upfront about that relationship with her?
I
can get her to sing instead of just saying, you know what? Being open, saying, hey, I'm dating such and such, instead of hiding it, I'll have her come and sing at the festival.
But I don't think he was hiding it so much. I think it really isn't a big deal for him. And we don't really know how much they've done or seen. Like, it just seems like maybe they've some texting, some flirtations.
Well, she checked on him while he was at the doctor's office, and he declined to reply to her and called Charley instead. So that implies they have some kind of meat to their relationship.
But it's no
She's
big
more
deal.
than just a girl that came to sing.
Deal. Oh, right. Yeah.
As soon as he brought her up, though, Charley could feel
she knew it.
Yeah.
It's that instinctual thing.
Yeah, we be knowing.
And I guess Charley's attitude is kind of going along with her new empowerment. I love that she was getting stronger as her mom was there, but it seems like she's just almost a new character in some ways. I loved when she faced down with Landry.
Yes, I got a backbone.
Look here, Remy life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice moment, and I love that she got a moment to kind of witness that she wasn't settling, but that she had actually provided something for the community. Though I didn't really agree with Kiki being named.
Why?
Because it was nepotism. It was.
But she was still a good candidate. I mean, she's part of why they even did it.
But the first one, you can't give it to your son's girlfriend.
You definitely.
Maybe
rightfully she deserved it though.
Yeah, she is the epitome of bubbling brown sugar.
And not to mention, we don't know these other girls.
I know, we don't know them.
Kiki got a good GPA.
My bad. I walked into Team Kiki.
We love Kiki.
My bad. I retract my previous statement. What else do we have to talk about? Oh yeah, we got Hollywood and Raw. That relationship I think is so positive. What do you guys think about that sort of tender moment of advice?
I still don't know. What did he offer him? I kind of missed it. I'm not going to lie, y'all.
We was eating popcorn.
Something about some money or a phone number or something.
Like a job opportunity. I missed it. I don't know either.
I will say this. I really appreciate all of these strong men mentoring him because I feel like he needs it. From Remy on down to Hollywood, on down to Prosper. Thank you, Doran, for telling us his name. But I think it's very important because he is being pushed to be a leader. Of his family, simply because he is the head of the farm. So I think it's really good to see that positive reinforcement. And then also, I think it's positive to see older men, especially in the Black community, mentoring younger men. So I think that was a really good example that for the writers to put that in the show.
And I love it because we're seeing more. Yeah, I was gonna say we're seeing more of that, of the men supporting one another. I felt like it was so much about the different relationships between the women and the men that we didn't see it much the first season, but now we really see a brotherhood and which we don't get that much of in the Black community, at least positive representations on screen.
Especially across generations. We never really see that, so that's important too.
Like his father is not there to be that for him, so other men are stepping in to be that.
Yeah, I love that. What else do we got to talk about? I could talk about Dr. Dubois and Nova endlessly. Oh man, I'm still upset about that.
You know what? I will say this. Really, really strong quote that he said was, "Everything I want for me, I want for us."
I think we can all agree that Nova walking away from him was a mistake. Yeah. That was a mistake. They see, very rarely do you find a man that is equally yoked. And I think that he is, in so many ways.
He could go head to head with her nobody else can.
And he can, bring so much to the table and unlock doors for her that she alone will not be able to unlock.
Right. And, I think this raises a really good point when it comes to Black women. I think sometimes, we think that we have to be so strong and so powerful, and like a lot of people feel as if, well, she's so independent, she doesn't need a man, and she's so strong. But I feel like it shows that we deserve to be loved as well. That's why, like, I wrote down, can you ever love somebody? Like why is it that we are like that? You know, where we feel like we're this fearless leader and we don't allow somebody to properly love us. Like, I'm gonna extend that question to you ladies. Like, why do you feel like we do that with
I'll let somebody love me properly.
I agree, though. I think because we do have to be strong to survive. Like,
Since
that's
day
not
one.
a choice. Like, that's how we survive. So it is difficult to allow somebody to love us. I don't even think she necessarily has a problem loving him. I feel like she has a problem receiving love, and she doesn't even really know what that feels like because she hasn't had it.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm like that too, and I'm the queen of, if you get on my nerves or you do something that makes me uncomfortable, at minimum I need space, which means I don't want to talk to you at all until I feel like talking to you.
But do you think
That's not good though.
we rub, like, you know, we can push people away by doing that? Because
Of course.
I know I have. Like,
Yeah.
But is that necessarily a bad thing?
it's not a bad thing, but it also in some ways it's not always a good thing either.
I mean, to open up and to experience that, but to know when to walk away too.
But in this
think,
situation,
yeah.
does she? I don't think she has to walk away.
Yeah.
I think she's pushing him away.
Yeah.
And then I think too it's difficult too. Even they had this conversation last week, her and Charley, about not only are they building a love relationship, their careers are intertwining. So it's like she's being challenged in a different way. So it's like, well, one minute I'm like in love with you, and the next we're like going toe to toe career wise. And I think that balance is going to be difficult because that's a whole different ball game.
And she's always had such control over her career, and that I think that's where she found her peace, was in that
In
that
her
advocacy.
identity.
Yeah.
She's the oldest sibling.
Yeah.
You know, like, she's been the head of her family since her mother passed away. Like, she's been forced into this position of leadership, and it's like now you finally got somebody who's like, you know what, you don't have to take it all. I'll take it with you. I'll meet you halfway. Now she's like,
Yeah, and we've all been there when we kind of have our lane, and someone kind of, whether it's like,
So kind of going back to your question about us being so strong, I think that sometimes is a issue we have with black men, because when they're coming in trying to love us, it's not easy. It's worth it though. Like, I think it's worth Dubois putting more time into trying to figure out better how to love her, but it's going to take her time and
Just
work on herself to let him and be able to communicate what she needs in order to be loved, you know?
Yeah, but now I'm with Shaka. Like, bruh, he done flew all the way back to wherever they were in Louisiana and made a play for her heart and told her I love you, and still
when you guarded,
he
you don't
gets
even
shut
see
down.
that.
Yeah.
When you be guarded though, you don't see the good stuff sometimes.
Yeah. You don't see it until after it happens.
but I think this was so tragic, at least for me, because you start to see her make those breakthroughs. She's so starting to realize, wait, I am pushing people away. Like, wait a minute, this is a good person.
But will it be too late though? After, like, will it be too late? And that's what I'm afraid of.
No. I think it will be too late. I'm saying that's why this was frustrating, because earlier last episode you saw her start to get to some of those breakthroughs where it was like, oh wait, I should let him love me. I don't want to be like my mom and know push him away and then have him go to someone else. But it looks like she would not even an episode later.
I was getting so
And then
angry with
it
her.
also takes her. That's gonna be a challenge for her, because she was saying, how come you always have to come up with the plan? What is so bad about allowing someone else come up with the plan? Because when you're single and as a black woman, you're trying to do it all the time by yourself, that gets tiring, but it is also hard to relinquish that control.
But only because I feel like it's hard to find somebody equally yoked that you trust
Right.
to be able to make those kinds of decisions.
And she knows
I
that
trust
he is.
Dubois.
Yeah.
Right, she
Me
don't
too.
though.
Yeah.
She don't
It's-
trust him yet,
it's-
because he blindsided her. That
I
was
get
too
it.
soon. She just came
it
to him
was-
like the night before talking about, okay, I'm gonna try it,
I
and then
get
he's
it.
like, skirt.
But he did it to help though, and that's
I
what
get
I
it.
wanted her to see.
She has
I'm
to
like,
see that.
Yeah, he
And
did this
she
to
saw
help
it.
you.
She still this like a Charley
saw
told
it?
Charley
Just
told her.
because
And-
Charley said it don't mean she saw it.
She
No, but-
always
She's
has
still
that
stuck in
tinge
her
of,
ways.
But she
but
yeah.
you half white, Charlie.
Yeah.
You don't get it. She
Right,
never
she
says
does.
it, but she
Yeah.
always holds
She
it. But
does.
she
Yeah.
has that contempt for her. Like, you have
Yeah.
the best of both worlds. You
Yeah,
don't
you're
get
a
it.
little
Yeah.
privileged.
Man.
I think Dorn made a really good point though about Calvin coming back into the picture. Did you see what Dorn posted?
No.
Yeah, that
see
Cam
it.
will come back and then
then-
Dubois will make a play. I do not want to see Dr. Dubois make a play. His humility is gone at the window. His pride is gone. He set it aside. I don't want to see him come back and make a play for Nova,
Nova
unless she makes.
She has to make the next move.
Like, because if he does that, then he wasn't the right one for her. Because to me, then like you got to have some sort of pride in in yourself. But why don't we let that take us to predictions?
I think since we're talking about Nova, I think after she sees Calvin, that'll probably be the thing that make her maybe remember like why Mr. Dubois might be a good choice, because it's like, do you want to go back to that? Like, what life were you building there when you have this other man who really wants to build something with you? When I was on the live chat, it seemed like people think that she's pregnant still.
Who, Darla?
Nova?
Nova. Someone said Nova's
acting
pregnant.
like this?
Yeah. I do think Darla could be pregnant. You think Darla's pregnant?
I think Darla's hiding something, a baby, a white daddy, something.
Somebody's pregnant, okay, guys? That's what we're thinking.
I feel like if she was a little pregnant, they might make her look a little pregnant. She looks zero pregnant. So
she all toned and ripped and muscled.
Yeah.
What else?
And she was kind of showing her stomach.
Yeah,
she was. I think we're gonna find out Darla might be like related to the Landrys or something. Like something has to be huge.
Like her daddy's like a big Landry boss or something. And she knows it, and she's been holding and sitting on it this whole time.
And didn't think she needed to say anything because they cut her off.
Where is her family from?
I don't know. We saw like a little glimpse of the profile.
That's
and
all
he
we
could
saw.
be a ginger man, a white ginger man.
I couldn't tell if he was white or mixed. He looked like,
we know how, black come in all shades.
I love that they always hide the parents from us. Like, let us know.
Yeah, that's all I got, y'all.
What do you got?
I kind of said him. I think Darla, I think she's biracial, and her family is related with the Landrys in some way, shape, or form. She could also be pregnant. I don't think Nova's pregnant. I think Darla's pregnant. Charley and Remy, I think there will be some kind of friction between that Davis, Remy, Charley thing, that whole shebang. And that's all I got.
Okay. Did I see Robin Thicke in the previews? Was that
I
Robin
thought that
Thicke?
was Calvin.
Oh, okay. Well, Calvin was looking very Robin Thicke-ish.
Good.
He was looking good. Didn't he have a short haircut?
He had a new little
Calvin fine. Like
Calvin looked like he got a divorce.
He ready
lost
for
some
that.
weight.
I'm ready for Calvin to come on back.
He trying to get some more of that chocolate. Okay. Well, I'm dying to find out what happens there. When it comes to Davis and Charley, I'm nervous, but I think I agree with you, Doran. I think that Davis is gonna try and smash. I agree. And what else? That's it. Yeah, that's it for me. I think there's definitely going to be a triangle.
Well, I don't think Davis will try to smash. I think they will have a moment where they come together in a union of love. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I mean, what's the difference between, like, trying to smash versus, like, it just happens
like,
and
one last time.
Yeah.
For old sakes.
And here's my prediction on that one. I think Charley gets pregnant from that moment.
That would be good.
What if
y'all?
they all end up pregnant at the
Everybody's going
pregnant? Why we want them to have kids?
Yeah,
we want some more blues, okay?
With pregnancy comes love and sex, and I'm here for all of
And
that.
goodness, right? So I don't think Noah's pregnant. I don't think Darla's pregnant. But I do think there's a good chance Charley will get pregnant with David. Another round, which would be, I think, great.
That's a good one,
I think Calvin will come back. I think Nova will probably end up choosing Calvin, and then he'll cheat on her.
So do we like Calvin, you guys?
No.
I don't like.
No.
We just think he's sexy. That's it.
The only part about Calvin that I like is that it seemed like Nova really liked him. Like in the beginning, she just seemed really like that.
That's what you can't have.
No,
I think it's that, and I don't think he challenged her. I think he allowed her to wear the pants in a sense and be the dominating one, and that I don't think that's good for her. I think the challenge Dubois is bringing her is what she needs.
She looked very comfortable in the way she was in love with him, though. She looked very comfortable in that love.
How are you comfortable with a married man?
I'm just saying, that's the way she projected it.
It was comfortable, and comfortable is not always what's best.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I do think he's going to come back, and she'll have the opportunity and feel like she can really move forward with him, and then he'll probably cheat.
And then Dubois gonna call her a hypocrite. How you gonna pick this white man over me?
You're right.
Right.
That's so true.
I'm sorry,
you can't
but
take a black man at this
I'm gonna be so pissed at Nova. Nova, we gonna fight.
We are.
And we have to do some. What secret does Darla hold? So you guys think she's related to the Landrys?
Yeah.
I mean, To me, it's got to be something because remember we already know she was.
Did she have another baby?
Yeah, Ralph
that she
Angel,
left with her parents or something.
Yeah, because Ralph Angel already knows that she was like kind of
knows the
prostituting.
worst of the
So what else could it be?
That's
That
what
might
I'm
be it.
thinking.
She might
I was
have
thinking
another
she
kid.
gave a
But
baby up.
yeah, that might be it. Or she
Wow.
like got rid of the baby, but I don't think. She's really emotional about whatever it is, but it's something
She's
real serious.
terrified.
Yeah. What else? And then obviously now I'm concerned about Auntie Vi because now I'm thinking it's more than fibromyalgia. So I think I don't know if she makes it out of the season, but we'll see.
She better.
We'll see because she is the heart and soul right now.
Family.
So hopefully we'll get her on Tina Lifford. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll be able to get her on here to join us.
That'd
What
be
are you gonna
great.
say?
I was gonna say that if your prediction about her potentially not finishing the season, I feel like they're trying to get Charley, like they're kind of like amping her character up to be like the strong one in the family. Like that's what I feel like with everything that she's been doing, all the decisions she's been making. I feel like they're trying to like amp her character up to be the next strong.
Well, I mean, I think she definitely is, but she just doesn't have that wisdom that, like,
Right.
you know, like in that
That only
moment,
comes with age.
yeah, in that moment at the end of it where she couldn't see that the festival that she had put on was good. Like, I was reminded, Charlie still's got some
still
growing to
Charlie,
do. She's
yeah.
still got some growing to do. Because the entire episode, I'm like, oh, she's perfect. She's complete.
Auntie Vi die. She could be sick for a little bit and
not be terminally ill. Damn.
Well, I'm still sick from Ernest dying because
the whole season started.
Yeah, that was
with
just like, oh, yeah. But it seems like that's always a nexus for the family to somewhat come together and then.
His death,
Yeah, so
unfortunately.
So we'll see, but I am excited for the next episode, and I think Kat Candler's been elevated on the show. Was it to showrunner? Is that right?
I don't know.
I know that Monica Macer was the showrunner last season before the break. I don't know if she's still doing it.
So I believe Kat Candler got upgraded to showrunner. And
I think they did announce that on Twitter the other day.
And so it's great to see what Ava and Queen Sugar is doing for female directors, and
we don't talk
people in
enough about the
industry.
cinematography on this show.
Yeah,
There was some
beautiful.
beautifully shot compositions were awesome. The lighting, it was amazing. It was really beautifully
And the
shot.
music. I love the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, the music this particular episode was amazing. Yeah, so many songs that were just gorgeous and perfectly weave the story together.
And the way they light them, man, it's just like looking at that chocolate. I'm just like, man.
It was glowing.
And all the shades too.
All the shades. Yeah,
So
nobody's being
beautiful.
compromised.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They gotta do a tutorial for the rest of the industry.
I think that cinematographer did tweet about it.
Yeah, I saw that tweet about
for
it. Yeah.
Insecure, right? Or no?
Oh, that was for Insecure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
But yeah, they all need to take some lessons here.
I was gonna say we've got some beautiful shades of melanin on our show as
Yeah.
well. Everybody is well represented.
Yes.
Well, I think that's all we have for this week. But we'll be back next week, guys. Again, my name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
Hey guys, it's Miss Candy Marie, and you can find me on Instagram at Miss Candy Marie and on Twitter at Sweet Kendora TV.
And it's Anjy Scates. You can find me on Twitter at Anjy_Skates and on the gram at Big_.
And it's your girl, Kelli Scates. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Urban Gypsy LA.
Thank you guys for joining us in the chat, and see you guys next week.
Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.